Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Sunday, November 26, 2023. Good morning. I'm Mike Sempervive. We lead today with the 37th annual WWE Survivor Series streamed live yesterday on Peacock and the WWE Network from the Allstate Arena in Rosemount, Illinois. CM Punk made a surprise return to WWE after a nearly 10-year absence and less than 3 months after his release from AEW, appearing before the live crowd at the very conclusion of the premium live event broadcast. Punk's return to the company was kept a complete secret right up until the moment he appeared, with Fightful Select reporting that WWE staff and creative had no idea he would be appearing and that he was kept away from the building for most of the day, only appearing backstage in plain sight as he made his way through the gorilla position at the end of the show. Fightful also reported that Punk and Paul Levesque had an hour-long conversation earlier this week to discuss his return. During the post-Survivor Series press conference, Levesque addressed the return and the circumstances around it.
Love him, hate him, positive, negative, whatever you want to say. People talk about him all the time. He is a magnet for that. He is a conversation starter, and it's tough to look past that. And for me, if our fans want it, if the WWE Universe is excited to have it, then let's go. And we'll figure out the rest of it from there. This came together super quick, which I'm sure is why it stayed very tight. You know, there's a lot of speculation at that point. It was nothing but speculation. For most of the time, it was speculation. It didn't really start to come to fruition until everybody stopped thinking it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, it was happening. But extremely excited, you know. A lot of time has gone by, almost 10 years, right? And if you are the same person you were 10 years ago, 10 years later, you've messed up. Everybody grows. Everybody changes. And I'm a different person. He's a different person. This is a different company. And we're all on the same even starting ground. So what's next for CM Punk? That'll be interesting, won't it? Yeah, I'm interested to see that myself. I know whatever it is, it'll be talked about, it'll be exciting, and it'll be a thrill ride for the WWE Universe, no matter what it is.
Levesque also clarified that the decision to bring Punk back did not come from any higher-ups in the TKO Endeavor organization, but it was strictly between himself and WWE CEO Nick Khan. The main event of Survivor Series, the men's War Games match, saw the return to WWE television of Randy Orton after a 1.5-year absence. Orton appeared as the fifth and final partner of Cody Rhodes' team, which also included Rollins, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso. Rhodes' team was victorious over the Judgment Day team of McIntyre, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough, when Rhodes pinned McDonough at the 34-minute and 22-second mark, following Crossroads and an RKO from the top of the cage by Orton.
Randy Orton's in position.
The women's War Game match opened the show and saw the team of Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi defeat the Damage Control team of Bayley, WWE Women's Champion Io Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. The finish came at 33 minutes and 36 seconds when Lynch pinned Bayley after putting her through a table. Also on the card, Gunther successfully defended the Intercontinental title against The Miz, preventing him from tying Chris Jericho's record 9 Intercontinental titles. And Rhea Ripley also successfully defended the World Women's title against Zoe Stark. In other results, Santos Escobar defeated Dragon Lee. Also last night, AEW counter-programmed Survivor Series with back-to-back episodes of Collision and Rampage live on TNT from the Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh. The night's only title change took place during the Rampage portion earlier in the night, with Wheeler Yuta defeating Katsuyori Shibata to regain the Ring of Honor Pure Championship.
He dropped him right on the top of his head! 1, 2...
Oh, come on now, no! Absolutely no!
The winner of this match, and Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion, Wheeler Yuta!
He stole this title away from a great champion, and he's a 3-time Ring of Honor Pure Champion.
Yuta continued to attack Shibata after the bell until Hook ran out to make the save. 2 matches in the ongoing Continental Classic round-robin tournament were held during Collision, with Brody King defeating ROH World Champion Eddie Kingston in the main event, and Claudio Castagnoli defeating Daniel Garcia in the opening match. King and Castagnoli each received 3 points for their victories. Kingston's ROH World title was not on the line during the match. Also on Collision, Adam Copeland attacked the former Luchasaurus, now known as Killswitch, following Killswitch's quick handicap match win over Dalton Castle's boys. Copeland put Killswitch down with a curb stomp and 2 concertos, then later cut a backstage promo directed at Christian Cage.
I ain't gonna take your TNT title because it's the most important thing in your world, and it's secondary to me, man. But I am challenging you. Dynamite. December 6th, Montreal. Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage for the TNT Championship. And man, I am gonna go places that you can't go and you've never been because you don't have that dog in you. I'm gonna take your TNT title.
In other Collision results, Keith Lee beat Lee Moriarty, FTR defeated The Righteous, Julia Hart retained the TBS Championship against Lady Frost, and the House of Black defeated Gravity and Commander. In other Rampage results earlier in the night, Hook beat Rocky Romero, and Chris Statlander defeated Diamante. Mercedes Martinez attacked Statlander after the match, but Willow Nightingale made the save. In more WWE news, several notable trainees have reported to the WWE Performance Center, including Brogan Finley, the son of Fit Finley, and former co-holder of the NWA World Women's Tag Team title, Maddie Rankowski. According to a Fightful report, Finley and Rankowski have officially signed developmental deals with WWE and are expected to sign full-time by mid-December. Also recently on hand at the Performance Center were Carolinas-based independent wrestlers Jay Malachi and Lucky Ali, who were reportedly given tryouts. And we close with New Japan Pro Wrestling presenting Day 5 of the World Tag League Tournament yesterday in Fujisawa, Japan. Getting wins in A-block matches were the teams of Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste, Kaito Kiyomiya and Ryohei Oiwa, Alex Coughlin and Gabe Kidd, and Red Narita and Shota Umino. Nichols and Haste lead Block A with 6 points. Day 6 of the World Tag League was scheduled to take place today in Koriyama, Japan. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.